We call this one our hip rock back series. It's a variety of different hip movements. Usually we fit them in with a dynamic warm-up to help get the legs tuned up, muscles ready to go for a speed session. To start, we'll be on the ground, knees out wide, opening up the hips. I'm going to use my hands, push and sit back, stretch the groin, push forward, lock the hips forward, sit back, big stretch through the hips, push the hips forward and lock them out. Then I'm going to go right leg out to the side, exact same stretch, feel it at the inside of the groin and inside of the hamstring, rock it back forward. Sit back, feel the stretch, rock it back forward. Should be holding each one for about 2 seconds. Kick it out to the other side, the same thing, rock back, push forward, rock it back, press the hips forward. When I finish with that, I'm going into a hip flexor lunge. Knees on the ground. This foot's got to be out in front. It's got to be flat on the ground. I'm going to lean into it, push the hips forward, raise my arms up, stretch it, and bring it back. Push the hips forward, stretch it, bring it back. Then I'm opening up to the other side. Open the hip, lean into this one, get a good stretch on the groin, bring it back to the top. Lean into the stretch. 2 seconds, bring it back to the top. Now I'm going to switch it up to the other side. Right from here, push the hips forward, lean back on that hip flexor. 2-second holds. Every single time, hold it long enough you can feel the stretch. Open it up out to the side, lean into it, and bring it back up. Lean into it, 2 seconds, back up to the top. Now I'm up on my feet. I'm going to a rock back lunge. Lunging forward, elbow all the way down to the ground. Rock back, stretch the hamstring. Elbow down low, rock back, stretch the hamstring. Last rep I'm holding here. I'm going to rotate to finish it out. Rotations can be more continuous. And then I'm doing the same thing on the other side.
Backward dorsiflexion into backward single leg jump. So I'm going to start off in my dorsiflexion position, legs are split, and I'm driving down on that back leg, hold for a couple seconds, and bring it back up. Driving the heel down, lifting the big toe, flexing into the ankle. I'm going to hit my reps there on the left side, and then go right into jumping backwards, stick, jump, stick, working back. So every time I stick the landing, I'm working that ankle mobility in the hop. I'm going to take that 10 yards and then switch it to the other side. So now I'm going right leg, drive down into it, work that backwards dorsiflexion, stretching the ankle, hit my reps in place, and then I'm jumping back, single leg, touch and hit the balance, working backwards. Okay, going through our dynamic flexibility work. The first one that we're going to do is a walking hip flexor series. Every stretch working 10 yards at a time in a row. The first one, I'm stepping out into a lunge, take the knee all the way down to the ground, lean in, arms are raised up, 2-second hold, and then I'm switching over, stepping to the other side. Lean into it, good 2-second pause at the bottom, into the stretch. Take your time on it, every single one. Make sure that you're getting a good stretch. Don't rush it. After I'm finished up there, I'm going into a walking quad and reach stretch. So I'm going from here, same arm, same leg, quad, and I pull and reach. Get a little bit of stretch on the hamstring as well. Alternate to the other side, quad and reach. Work on balance, control, pulling this leg straight back to get a good stretch. When I finish the quad and reach, then I'm going into more of a hip flexor reach. So now it's going to be more vertical, and I'm going to grab opposite arm to opposite leg. So opposite arm to leg here, and reach vertical. Walk it out, switch it up, reach vertical. Trying to get all the way up on my toes, full extension into every stretch. And that's the end of the hip flexor series. Stationary speed skater. We're gonna hit 3 reps on each side of this drill fast and then carry over into a dynamic stretch. So to start off, I'm lined up here on the line. I'm shifting all my weight over to the side. And then I'm gonna work switch, switch, that's 1. Switch, switch, 2. Switch, switch, 3. And then I'm gonna go into a stretch 3 times, working back and forth on each side. Once I finish out my stretch, I'm bringing it back up, quick rest, and repeat on the other side. All right, after the dynamic hamstring warm-up, we're going into what we call a reflex hamstring. So it's gonna be a little bit more explosive, a little bit faster through that hamstring muscle group. Same march, but now here in the march, we're gonna reflex and bring it down fast off the ground. So I'm kicking up and then snap down into the ground. It's all about how fast I get to the top and snap it back to the bottom. I'm working my arms up, and pulling the elbows back every time. Double arm action with that hamstring reflex off the ground. I'm working that for 10 yards. Then we're gonna go into what we call skip rhythm hamstring. So I'm going through that same hamstring kicking motion, but I'm gonna start on a bounce, 3 bounces, up and down. 3 bounces, up and down. So kind of hit 1, 2, 3, kick. 1, 2, 3, kick. Finishing, I'm going into straight, continuous hamstring skip, chest up, good arm action, coming back. Single leg RDL into RDL jumps. So I'm starting off with my single leg RDL, stretching back, opposite arm, opposite leg, reach back, drive the knee up and through. Stretch, reach back on that single leg, come up, knee drive up and through. When I finish my reps on the single leg RDL, I'm gonna go right into an RDL jump. So now I'm up right here, I'm gonna reach back, jump up, single leg, stretching that hamstring back and driving the knee up every time I jump. On this, we're gonna work a backward butt kick drill. I'm working trying to smash the back of the knee, heels up right underneath the hip, right under the hamstring, and tight knee drive as high as I can. I'm gonna work that from a march and then into a skip. So I'm stepping back right here into a march and drive up. Every few steps, triggering up fast, squeezing that hamstring, trying to smash right there behind the knee. Then I'm gonna take it into a skip. So I'm up here and every step driving up, working backwards, hitting that same position in the backward butt kick. Now we're gonna progress that backward butt kick into a backward butt kick with a reach. So I'm still working, squeezing the back of the knee, back of the hamstring, and pulling that heel up under the hip. The difference is now I'm gonna reach back behind the body. So first progression's in a march. I'm coming up, push and reach back. Up, push and reach back. From there, I'm gonna work the exact same pattern into a skip. So now I'm skipping up, push, reach. After we hit the backward walk series, we're going right into a backward reach run. It should almost feel like a backward bound. I'm gonna start out up tall, bring the heel to butt, kick and reach back in every stride. Every step I'm taking, I'm reaching, long stride, pedaling back. Leg quick cycle. In this exercise, I'm working on that turnover, hitting it fast, butt kick position, release, out and around. I'm gonna jog into it, and then every few steps, I'm gonna fire a fast cycle on the left leg. So I'm jogging into it, and then up and around fast every few steps. When I come back, it's important that I would switch legs, and it's the same emphasis. Butt kick, release, out and around, stepping over. So jogging back, and then up and over, firing fast. Mini bounds into a butt kick cycle. So I'm gonna work this mini bound position, butt kick for about 3 yards, mini bounce, butt kick, mini bounce, butt kick. So I'm gonna repeat this 3 times when the drill here is live. So I'm starting up here, tall up on the toes, working in this mini bound, alternating back and forth, and then butt kick position, taking about 3 yards, and I'm back here in the bounce. Then I'm back up, butt kicks, 3 yards, back in the bounce, and I would hit it 1 more time to complete the drill. Straight leg bound into a butt kick sprint. I'm gonna condense this drill a little bit for demonstration purposes, but the point is you're building up, straight leg bound, up tall, and then going into a butt kick technique for your sprint. So I'm starting off here, I'm gonna back up a little bit, give myself some room, good little build up into the rep, then I'm off into my bound, nice and tall, and then up tall and finish.